At it again, and Bill Maher brought on the actress by the name of Jane Fonda onto his podcast or his show. And when I tell y'all, my jaw dropped at some of the stuff this woman was saying. Yeah, this stuff, like, I'm a, I'm always shocked at how people can continue to think the way that this woman thinks. When you say woke, okay, her picture, she's one of the pictures that's in the dictionary next to woke. I mean, what she says is absolutely ridiculous, and I have to show you guys this. I have to. It is just absolutely insane. It kind of funny a little bit because it's just like, bro, what? You know what I mean? But anyway, with that being said, let's dive.
Why is he now like tied? Because the other part of the coalition are people who they don't really like him that much. They just think the far left has gone so nutty on so many issues.
That's what they're being told.
That's what they...
By people like you.
Because it's true. You think the far left does nothing crazy?
Oh, I'm sure they do.
Oh, well then...
But I don't know. Who is the far left? What do you mean when you say far left?
I mean, I could give you a million examples.
Yeah, well, give me one.
Okay, the NAACP...
You think the NAACP is far left?
Could I finish my sentence?
Yes.
You asked me for an example.
Yeah.
The NAACP last year issued a travel advisory. You know, that's like the State Department does to go to, I'm sure when you went to Vietnam, they were advising you not to. There's a war on it.
I didn't talk to them. I don't have no...
I know, but you know a travel advisory.
Yeah.
Today we have them for very dangerous countries. You
Yeah.
know, don't go to North Korea. Don't go to Iran.
Yeah.
You know where they issued a travel advisory for black people not to go?
Yeah.
Florida.
I do remember that. I believe it was either a college situation or it was the book situation, where a leader of the NAACP in Florida, or no, was it in Florida? Goodness, matter of fact, I think I made a video on this actually. I'm pretty sure I made a video on it. But yeah, a travel advisory to black folks, like don't go to Florida. And it was just like, huh, what? What? Don't go to Florida, man. You tweaking. You crazy. But yeah, they legit did that. Tried it at least. I don't think anybody paid attention, but yeah.
Every day there's stories like that that just makes people roll their eyes and go, "Are you people nuts?" Even if they don't matter that much, I don't think one person listened to this and thought, "I can't go to Florida." But they just suggest something to the average person, which I completely understand, which is, wow, do you people ever find anything that's ridiculous? Do you really think men can get pregnant? You know, that kind of stuff. And I understand that a trans woman can get pregnant. That's different than a man getting pregnant. And the way they sort of insist on blurring that line is if that's some sort of reasonable social cause, as opposed to just being for having full rights, respect, and protection for trans people. We get that.
So I've never heard about men getting pregnant. I've never heard about this argument. It must be some part of what you call the far left that is so minuscule that I, who am...
No, Jane.
What?
It's not minuscule, and I'm sorry, you can't...
I love how she tried to make an excuse for it. Well, that must be a part of the party that's so minuscule. You know, she knows exactly what he's talking about. She knows exactly what he's talking about. But then also, there are some folks that are super woke that genuinely don't have a clue because, you know, left-wing media will never mention anything like that. You know, for example, left-wing media this past election cycle was propping up Kamala left, right, and center. Oh my goodness, Kamala's so great. Kamala's so wonderful. She ran a flawless campaign. I can't tell you how many times. I've heard. Excuse me if I'm coughing. I'm a little under the weather. I can't tell you how many times I've heard them say Kamala ran a historic campaign, a flawless campaign. And it's just like, wait, what? What was flawless about this? What was historic about it? Absolutely nothing, right? Even if you want to say she's black, right? Which she ain't. She wasn't the first black person, okay? That was Barack Obama. In another situation, they always try to say, well, she didn't win because she's a woman of color. No, Barack Obama got elected once, and not only once, but twice. He termed out. So the whole America is racist thing, that's out the window. But two, they can't say that, it's historic because she's a woman, because Hillary Clinton ran. Now, she lost too, but it's not historic in that way either. So how was it historic? The only thing historic is the amount of money that she scammed out of her supporters, big donors, and blew it. I mean, there's reports that Kamala had $2.5 billion behind her. That is insane. And it's just like, where did all this money go? Like, if we want to talk about historic, that's historic. Burning through $2.5 billion in 3 months, and what do you have to show for it except for a $20 million in debt bill? Incredible, man. Anyway, let's continue on with this craziness.
Throw this back on us. I assume it's because you are locked into media that just never wants anyone in their audience to know anything sketchy about the blue team.
Well,
and that's.
I mean, I don't know. I read 2 papers, and maybe I don't. I should watch Fox News.
No,
I guess
I don't watch Fox. That's too far. But you don't have to. I'm not
too far. I don't believe that's too far. I think that's a great idea. People on the left should watch a place like Fox News. I don't even consider Fox News, far right. It's really center right, if you want me to be completely honest. You got places like CNN who are far left, and MSNBC that are far left, and if that's all you're seeing all day, every day, you have a distorted image of everything that's going on. That's why so many people were shocked and surprised that Kamala lost in a landslide. But if you had been outside of that bubble, that echo chamber, and that's why I've always told y'all, hey, if I'm off my rockers, tell me, let me know, okay? I don't want to live in an echo chamber. That's not good. That's what we just witnessed people live in, and they were completely shocked that Kamala lost. They were so sure that Kamala was going to win because they live in an echo chamber where their mainstream media lies to them on a daily basis, which also is a problem, but we'll get into that in another video. But they also went on to discuss some other things during this conversation, and it was just as woke as that first clip. Check it out.
Mind goes. Bush, Reagan, Trump, you think of them and you don't think of them like really mastering the subject like Obama, Hillary, Clinton, Bill Clinton. They were wonks, and that's what you really need to be an effective governor of the country or the state. But like Clinton and Obama, which are our last 2 successful Democratic presidents, 2-term, both of them went much more toward the middle. That was their success. And I don't see anybody anymore going toward the middle. The Trump people, they just go toward being as big a dick as we can. We'll have a rally and let me just say awful things and call her a whore, just disgusting.
Okay, we're facing a climate crisis.
Oh, that too.
And we, according to science, I believe in paying attention to the science, we don't have a lot of time to do something about it. There comes a point where the tipping points
Absolutely.
happen, and then there's nothing we can do. It's out of our control. And we don't have a lot of time between now and the tipping points, okay? Which is stop all new fossil fuel development, cut our emissions in half very quickly, and then gradually phase out. That would probably be considered, maybe even by you, as radical.
Well, it doesn't even matter because it's never going to happen. That's just not something humans are willing to do.
It's going to have to happen.
No,
or there's no future for us.
Well, first of all, that's not necessarily true. I've always been on your page.
Well, then how can you say that isn't necessarily true?
I'll get to it if you let me.
Okay.
Okay. First of all, the problem with tipping points, which I totally am on the page. There is a tipping point, and it could be tomorrow. We don't know. But the problem with that argument is that they have been saying it for a long time and made tipping point predictions that we've passed. That doesn't mean it's not going to happen because I agree. It is going to happen. It's just common sense. You can't do what we're doing. We know how it changes the atmosphere. Most of the discussion in the last year has been about there are like 4 or 5 new methods they've come to, you know, maybe AI had something to do with it. I don't know, but that are coming online, carbon capturing type of stuff.
Right. We can't
What-
depend on that.
We can't. We can't. My question always is, we tried, people should be better. And they're like, fuck you. And that's just Americans. What about the Chinese and the Indians who that's most of the planet. And for years, they didn't have cars and air conditioning because they were poor. But they've been lifted out of poverty by the hundreds of millions. And now they want cars and air conditioning.
Mhm.
Are you going to tell them, rich white lady, sorry, we used up all the air. And now you can't have these things. They're going to go, fuck that. You
No.
guys enjoyed it, and we're going to have it
No.
now.
What we do is the simplest and the least expensive thing, which is we bring solar to them. You know, the powers that be want to bring nuclear, which is a disastrous.
You made a movie about it.
Yeah, it's a terrible idea, and it certainly won't solve the climate crisis. It takes at least 10 to 20 years to build a reactor. No, we bring them inexpensive, locally controlled solar energy and electric cars. We haven't lived up to our promises of giving them money, and we need to give the Global South money so they can do these things. They don't have to go through the same.
Again, people are going to give, even liberals when they're polled about this, and even when they say, like, agreeing with us that this is a crisis, and then the next question is, and what would you pay in a year to address this crisis? And the answer is like $10 or maybe 100. Not close to the money we're talking about. I mean,
but we have to get in a government that will give the money that we're talking about.
well, you have to vote.
We have to make sure that that part of the world that needs development like we've had, we have to offer them the new way of developing. So you don't have to go right through. It's like there are countries that left over feudalism. They don't have to go through fossil fuels to get to a sustainable energy source. We can, yeah.
But I mean, darling, this would have to be passed by Congress.
Uh-huh.
We can't transfer trillions of dollars, especially to other nations, by fiat, unless we become a dictatorship, which...
That's why voting is so important. We have to elect people who understand, be they Republicans or Democrats, that we're in a crisis and we have to do everything we can. And we have to say, what?
I know, but I'm telling you, nobody in Congress is going to vote for that because they would have to answer to their constituents who would be saying, why are you saying that my taxes have to go up 60%
Let me tell you something.
India?
Listen.
That's just going to happen in America. You know that.
We, taxpayers, including poor people, out-of-work people all across this country, are giving $20 billion to the fossil fuel industry every year. Think what that money could do. $20 billion could go to Africa, South America, the places that want to develop and solve their problems. We're paying for that. The people that are killing us are getting our money to do it. So we stop the subsidies, and put it to helping the rest of the world. You know what I mean?
I'm not opposed to your plan. I'm just saying it's not a plan that will ever get passed. So why obsess about it?
Okay, that's enough. I don't want to hear anymore. So yeah, the answer to solving this crisis, as she calls it, is just printing a bunch of dollars. Just print more money. Send it over to them. Jane Fonda, I looked it up as the video was playing because I was curious. Her net worth is $200 million. $200 million. I'd be willing to bet that she wouldn't give up. Now, obviously, she doesn't have $200 million in cash. I'd be willing to bet that she wouldn't pay up $50 million, $40 million, whatever, right? In cash to the cause. Something super significant that hurts, right? To a big celebrity who's worth a lot of money. I would guarantee that she wouldn't be willing to hand it over. Guarantee it. Guarantee it. Another thing is this. Oh my goodness, these folks, man. Do they not understand that all of these items for sustainable energy are shipped around with things that use gas and oil? Last time I checked, planes don't run off electricity. Neither do boats, trains, big cargo ships, you know what I mean? Semis. All of that stuff runs on gas, oil. So you may be, shipping some sustainable energy items to, these other places, but you're getting it there by burning oil to do it. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. But also, where does all this stuff come from? We haven't even talked about how you're going to dispose of these batteries and things. Last time I checked, there's no feasible way to recycle these giant toxic batteries that are going to come out of these electric cars. Maybe there is now, I don't know, but the last time I checked, there wasn't. So what are you going to do with all these batteries? Because eventually they're going to burn out. You're going to have to put them somewhere. Okay? What are you going to do with that? Like, this stuff makes zero sense. And Bill said it himself, like, that will never pass. We already pay enough in taxes. As a matter of fact, I don't want to pay any taxes. I support when Trump said, hey, maybe we'll get rid of income tax. I support that fully. Because we waste so much money on bullshit, on BS. Excuse me. We waste so much money. In these big bills that are passed where we're sending $50 million to study crickets in Afghanistan or something. I just made that one up. But there's bills that have like this weird stuff in it to study deers in South Florida and how they walk around at night or something. Like, what? No, bro. Cut all of that stuff out. Single issue bills, and that is it. And stop wasting our money on stupid stuff. That's the way that I see it. And no income tax. I like the sound of that. But what do y'all think? Let me know in the comment section. I think we definitely could run off of no income tax or very, very low income tax. Basically nothing. 5%, maybe 10% income tax. Just a flat tax, 10%. Everybody pays 10%. Call it a day. I definitely think now we'd have to have Doge, Elon Musk, and Vivek Ramaswamy, and I believe Marjorie Taylor Greene is a part of Doge now as well. The Department of Government Efficiency. We'll have to have the Department of Government Efficiency really cut down on a lot of crap, a lot of bloat in our government, which I definitely think they will do. But yeah, let me know if you guys agree, man. Let me know. I think it could definitely be done. Especially if Elon and Vivek do their job, which I fully expect them to do their job. So yeah, I told y'all, it's absolutely insane what she was saying in this video clip. And there's even more to it. Matter of fact, you know what? Let's play this clip.
I love when I grew up. I think it was like a very normal time.
If you were white, yeah.
Yes, if you were white, yeah. Absolutely. Glad we said that. I mean, I can't help that, nor could you, when we were born and how we were, I think
the color of our skins.
Yeah, I mean, the problem with race, I always feel, is like you and I personally didn't do it, but our race did it.
And continues.
And we benefited from it.
And still do, yeah.
Yeah, but less than before. I feel one problem liberals have is they don't feel like they can acknowledge progress because it somehow makes them less good. They just have to always, there's more work to be done. And there always is more work to be done. We're humans on Earth. There always will be. But
it's pretty serious for people of color.
What is?
The ability to live a middle-class life, the ability to accumulate wealth, the ability to own a home. They are prevented from doing those things by laws, that remain in place, like redlining and mortgage issues and so forth.
That remain in place? Redlining?
Mortgage issues, they can't get the same
It's not
loans
against,
and mortgages that we do, white people do.
it's not against the law to discriminate when you for a business to hand out.
I guess there must be some laws, but they're not. I don't know. They're still discriminated against. I don't know about the laws. It still happens. It's very hard for black.
Oh my gosh. Let me say this. Let me say this. And actually, I made a YouTube short on this yesterday. I don't believe in white supremacy. There's no white person on this earth that is superior to me that I'm just going to bow down to. There's no Asian person. There's no Mexican. There's no... what? Is it a privilege to be white? Yeah, it is. It's also a privilege to be black. It's a privilege to be Hispanic. It's a privilege to be Asian. It's a privilege to be who you are. It's a privilege to walk this earth. The fact that you took a breath this morning was a privilege. Like, what? Stop with this bullshit. Oh my goodness, black people, they're so poor. Bro, that in and of itself, that's racist to me. Simply because of the color of my skin, you think I can't do what you can do? What are you talking about? I can't buy what you buy? I can't buy a home wherever I want to buy a home? That's literally against the law. Oh my God. Oh, that stuff absolutely annoys me. When some of these woke, I was about to say something disrespectful. When these woke folks act like black people are like infants or something and we need their help in order to succeed in life or in order to get anywhere in life. We need them to lower themselves, right? So we can be raised up. Like, bro, you are not superior to me. You are not. You name it, I could beat you in it. Like, what are you talking about? Like, stop with this BS, man. That stuff annoys me. That stuff really annoys me. Oh my goodness. And these, oh, golly. Yeah. Anyway, I'm in that there. Y'all let me know your thoughts and your opinions on this foolishness, this woke crap. Black people are so poor. They can't do anything without us white people. These are woke white people. Like, come on, bro. We all on the same playing field. Some of us have different talents than others. Some of us have better talents than others. But we are all on the same playing field. Whether you're white, black, blue, purple, tall, short, fat, skinny, gay, straight, whatever. We are all on the same playing field. We all have the same opportunities. Simple. Leave it at that. Peace and love. I'm out.